What's up to my people on YouTube? How y'all doing today? This is your boy Lee Majors. I just wanted to get on here and talk about another segment of just the classical timing. Well, I'm gonna start off with. Well, let me start off with saying this, right? I take the principles of martial arts and I apply them to, different financial structures. And I'm explaining to you what I'm talking about, okay? Basically, timing. Using mathematics and calculation to know when, where, and how much you're going to have if you stay at if you conduct a certain system. Now, hear me out real quick, okay? Your timing will always be, you can always use timing no matter how old you get. When you talk about physical or physicality, or if your physicality slow down, you still can keep yourself in shape enough to always react at a certain rhythm or cadence or beat or however you move. You know what I'm saying? By timing. And when you time things, that means that you have to pay attention. Okay? So when I apply martial thinking to finance, which, you have some others out there that do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm a master at the martial art. You know what I'm saying? And I constantly train. I've been training since I was 9 years old. I'm still a senior student, you know what I'm saying? And I'm always still, even though I am a master, a young master, I still have a lot more to master and a lot more to learn, even after being, in training for almost over 30 years, all right? So I use that as an illustration by saying this. When it comes to finance, you have to structure your money. Just like you have to learn your weapon. You have to structure your money to help defend you from whatever issues that may arise or occur throughout your operational time, all year round. So I tell people all the time that if you was to do the general math, all right, which is subtraction, multiplication, division, you know what I'm saying, decimals and percentages and fractions. We use those on a regular basis, all right? To make sure that you calculate and that your calculations is correct, of course, you have to do research on top of that. It will minimize your mistakes that you make, and you can be able to govern your money better if you actually apply basic math to what you're doing. Addition, subtraction, and multiplication. And when you use those, okay? If you subtract, the less you work, you're not going to really make that much money. If you multiply and you work double time, you will make some money. That's multiplication. That's subtraction. All right? I'm speaking like this because you don't have to have an IQ of 180 to know and understand certain things that will work for you, and then there's certain things that will work against you. From that point, it's all about the decisions that you technically have to make, and as far as choosing and deciding whatever it is that you may want to do. All right? So when you know that, okay, this month I'm going to have this amount of money, then you use your fractions. Because now you have to slice that money up into different categories. Okay? And when I say different categories, here's where this comes in. All right? It's you building your own financial structure. And it doesn't take a lot of money to actually do that. I mean, you could start off at $25, you know what I'm saying, out of every paycheck. Or you take $500 and you build 5 different accounts and put $25 into each of those accounts. And you build them up throughout the course of the year. And you don't touch them until the end of the year. Once when those accounts build up, those accounts have a designated responsibility. All right. This is where you use timing. Okay. You got people out there who actually collect food stamps and get food stamps, and the government send them $200 in food stamps. Well, if you're getting $200 in food stamps, I mean, that's 200, I say maybe $240 in food stamps. That's about $2,400 a year in food stamps. You could do the same thing yourself. Most of the time, you don't need really no assistance, because if you pay into yourself, and I'm just telling people, look at what you're doing. If you pay into yourself, all right, then you will have the means and the money will be there if you invest into yourself. Now, everybody talk about, okay, well, what you talk about with investing into yourself? And I'm still staying on topic about the timing, right? So let's just say, and this is an example of using timing and investing into yourself. You working, you grinding. You have a specific goal, okay? If you target your goal to pay your rent up for 4 months, you know how many days that you will have to work. You know what I'm saying? If you work every day for 4 months, you can pay your rent up, you know what I'm saying, for 3 months if you work for 4 months straight. Now, if you pay the rent up for the next 3 months and you work for 4 months, when you free the rent up, the rent is the biggest bill. You free a whole lot of other stuff up that you will have money to go towards by you actually doing that. But you created yourself something extra, because you don't have to worry about that particular bill. Now, I ain't saying that you got to start with the biggest bill, because sometimes the rent is the biggest bill. Let's just say you do it with the phone. If you pay your phone up for the whole year, you don't have to worry about it. You know, that's like a quarter of your check. You know what I'm saying? You pay your phone up. You know, and don't go no, I mean, some people that got Apple phones or whatever, probably like, you know, it's maybe like $1,200 a year or whatever. But if you get that up out of the way and you take one paycheck and you pay that up, it snowballs, because now you have an extra $75 to $100 a month that you can put into another bill. Now, if you repeat the same process, now you're snowballing. So by you paying the phone bill up the whole year, now you can go to another utility, a smaller utility, and you can do that with the electric bill. And when you do that with the electric bill, you pay the electric bill ahead of time. They give you a credit. They give you a credit. So by them giving you a credit, now you don't have to worry about the electric bill. You understand what I'm saying? So then that snowballs into, if you got the electric bill, you may have a water bill, or you may have I say insurance, car insurance. So the money that you was paying for with the phone, since you paid that up throughout the year, you do the car insurance. Now you can pay the car insurance up. And this is called the snowball effect. You can pay their car insurance up for about a good 60 days, a good 2 months. You pay the car insurance up. And when you pay the car insurance up, when you pay the car insurance up, pretty much, how can I say, you got 3 bills that you already done took care of, that is paid up for the duration or almost the duration of the phone bill. So it puts you in the black. This is investing into yourself. This is taking the money and recycling it. So you do this for a year. So that way, when next year comes, you've been paid all the bills up for the whole year. And you use 50% of everything that you made to do that because you stayed constantly working. Now, next year, you ain't got to work so hard, but you still could repeat the same process, right? So if you do that, you free up room and you buy your time back. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people, you know, that work month to month, I mean, you could do that, and the system, you know, of things requires you, you know what I'm saying, they require that you do pay month to month. But in order for you to be able to make sure that you secure your back end, because you never know what the hell may happen, all right, especially for you contractors out there, it's good to pay everything up front. I remember back in college, we used to pay for room and board up front. You would give them a $6,000 check. You would have room and board, meaning food and all of that for the semester. All right. And the semester could last anywhere between 4 to 6 months. And you pay all that up front. Well, the same thing applies out here. For how we was living in college, the same thing applies out here. Some people went and got roommates to split the costs and everything like that. But if you know about money and you know how to make your money work for you, then you already know that you could actually pay that up and out the way. I mean, I've, you know, paid my bills up like this. I would always pay my bills up for a year, or, you know, because it will be other things that happens, and some of the time certain things may cost more than others, so you may need more money up front at that particular time for that specific thing that comes on that month. But as long as the rent was out of the way, we were good. The food wasn't as bad because, you know what I'm saying, we can get food at the lowest cost. So, cool. But even still then, I knew if the rent was taken care of, we would have food. The only thing that we would have to worry about is food or whatever. So, you know what I mean? That would be that. But when you do inventory and when you do this snowball effect, you'll actually see money that's there that you never ever seen before, because you're keeping track of everything and you're paying everything up. Well, by you actually paying all these months in advance, you buy back 3 to 4 months of your time. So now you ain't got to work so hard because you are secure. You can go to sleep at night knowing, okay, well, damn, I did pay the phone bill up, you know what I'm saying, 2 to 3 months in advance. Well, I paid it up for the whole year, so everything is good. All right, that's another expense that I ain't got to worry about because I already got that out the way. Okay, yeah, well, I already did the food costs, you know what I'm saying, because the phone bill was paid, so I had extra money to do the food costs. I paid that up for about 90 days. That's out the way. So now if you do that, you know what I'm saying, oh, okay, I did my car insurance or whatever like that. I paid that up for 2 to 3 months. Now that's out of the way. After the car insurance, any other thing that you got after that, now all 3 of those frees up more money that you can pay the rent. Now I got an extra $1,000, $1,200 that I could put towards the rent. So now I could pay into the rent another extra month, and now I got the rent paid up for 4 months. Then you go back and you do the same thing again, from the smallest to the largest bill. So basically what I'm saying is that the timing of how the way that you pay things is definitely good for that particular method to use within this system, and how you have your money protect you. All right, because, you know, worst come to worst, if you get fired from your job or if anything was to happen, at least you know that you paid your rent up 4 to 3 months, you know what I'm saying, ahead of time. And if you have any downtime within between looking for jobs, then you know that the rent is already paid. You know what I'm saying? or you already have the money for the rent. So this is something that I call snowballing. Where you snowball and pay from the largest, no, not from the largest, but from the smallest, you know what I'm saying, to the largest bill, and you make sure that you pay all those all those expenses and bills off for more than just 1 month. Don't go month to month. Pay them for mad months. You just know how much that you got to work. In order to get this to happen, to be in this position, you're going to have to work at least maybe like 90 days straight. You know what I'm saying? Every day. But I will guarantee you that the next 3 months that go down the line, it's going to be easy breezy. It's like you work all summer to be able to rest all winter. If you carry it like that, then therefore everything will be easy breezy. You understand what I'm saying? You work smarter, not harder, and you're not burning yourself out, because by you paying the bills up, you give yourself time to rest and to do other things, like if you have to help family members or take care of other things and spend more time with your kids. So that's a sacrifice that we make, you know what I'm saying, by actually doing that. You dig what I'm saying? So this is how you always pay your bills up. You know, any big money that you get, don't sit on it. Make sure that you pay your 101 things that's the base of your foundation. You know what I'm saying? Always put money on your rent or whatever. Try to pay your rent in advance. Pay that shit in advance and get it up out of the way. Because if you ever get sick or if you ever had downtime, then you always secure your flank. You always watch your 6. You understand what I'm saying? You watch your 6, you know what I mean, just as well as you watch your 12. So you're always covering your back door. You understand what I'm saying? 360 degrees worth of security of how your money should protect you. All right? And this is called snowballing. Snowballing your money to protect you. Okay? This is Lee Majors. Peace. I'm going to hit y'all with another video. All right. See y'all on the one.